Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Now, while we still wait for Tales of Tanorio to come out, I have decided why don't I rank Tales of Tanorio as types based on like how well they're gonna do competitively. So yeah, since PvP won't be actually be out like maybe yeah, it won't be out on release, so I'm gonna do this. So let's actually begin. Now, unfortunately, at number 20, we have Bug. Now, for any Bug fans, yeah, Bug is unfortunately probably the worst typing in the game. Offensively, it only hits two typings, which is Grass and Psychic, but it gets resisted by 9 entire different types in the game, which is crazy. It's even worse than actually how bugs are in the official Pokemon games. So yeah, while it does do defensively better, yeah, like I said, only being weak to fire, air, and gem, and resisting grass, bug, earth, cosmic fighting, which is being resistant cosmic is pretty good, I guess. But like bug isn't really still great though. So yeah, I don't think bug's gonna really do great. So that's kind of why it's at 20. At 19th, we actually got normal. Uh, Honestly, normal being this high up is pretty expected. It's the neutral typing, doesn't really do much if I'm being honest. Well, actually, yeah, it's not super effective to anything really. It does get resisted by steel and also Ghost is immune to it, unfortunately. But it is immune to Ghost as well. But like, yeah, you don't really resist anything or anything. Fighting is super effective against you. So yeah, normal is like it ain't good, ain't bad. It's just like neutral. So that's kind of why it's at 19th. At 18 is actually gonna be Ghost. So yeah, that's a pretty surprising. I won't lie. The reason Ghost is actually ranked this low is because this thing can hit a lot of things neutrally, but for starters, it's super effective to itself and psychic, if only resistance to dark. But it suffers through how not just normal is immune to it, but how light is also immune to it. That's honestly really devastating because compared to a normal, it normal doesn't wall it, but with light actually walls ghost types now. And light is honestly a pretty strong typing, so yeah, it's gonna do a lot to ghost types. It does resist poison and is immune to normal and fighting, but like I said, it ain't really gonna do much when light types are just gonna mess it up. Or anything with like a normal dual typing, basically. Number 17th, we got none other than a fighting type. This one's kind of a shocking one, I won't lie, because fighting kind of sucks in Tales of Tanoria. Sure, you can hit normal, gem, ice, dark, metal, but you can resist it by 6 whole typings, and ghost being immune to you as well, making it 7. Now, honestly, this offensive typing is not as great because, like, yeah, air, ghost, fairy is also super effective. Ghost and fairy give you a bit of trouble, I won't lie. So, yeah, seems like a fighting type ain't gonna do the best in Tales Storia. At number 16, we got none other than Gem. Now, honestly, Gem is just literally the rock typing. It ain't the worst, I won't lie. Being super effective at fire, air, bug, ice, light, which makes it kind of great offensively, but it does get resisted by more dangerous typings. Well, it does have some solid resistance. It does get hit by a ton of strong and pretty common typings that are definitely be in PvP. So I can see it doing a bit decent, but like I said, it's definitely gonna struggle a bit. Ranked at number 15 is Poison. Now, Poison is able to hit Grass and Fairy super effectively, but it gets resisted by 4 different typings and an immunity from Metal, which honestly is kind of the reason it was ranked at 15 instead of 14. Yeah, that kind of affects a lot what it's going to do because Metal is honestly a really great typing. It does resist Grass, Bug, Fairy, Fighting, and Poison, which is basically just the same as Pokemon standards, you know. Majority of those typings aren't the best, I'm going to be honest. So, yeah, I don't think Poison's going to do the best because you can't really fight against Metal types now. Alright, now at 14, we actually have Ice types. Now they're just here because of their offensive capabilities. Be able to hit grass, air, earth, and dragon. Of course, dragon pretty good because like it is the reason fairy type was actually added to Pokemon. Although water, fire, and steel resist it, and fire, gem, steel, and fighting is actually super effective against it, which I will like sort of common typing. So yeah, that's gonna hurt. Grass is actually going to be number 13. Now, grass was honestly a bit of a difficult choice. It can hit water, earth, and gem super effectively, but it does get greatly resisted by 7 different typings, which is almost as close to bug, but its defensive capabilities is kind of what caught my eye. It's able to resist grass, water, electric, earth, and light. A majority of these typings are honestly really great, and are definitely going to be some powerful types that are going to be used in PvP. So yeah, being able to resist them is honestly pretty great. All right, now we got at number 12, we actually got the electric typing. Now this typing is able to hit water and air, which are some solid typings, but it does get resisted by 4 different typings, and its earth is immune to it, which is honestly unfortunate for it because yeah, it's also super effective against it, which is honestly pretty powerful. It's also like its only weakness it has. Although like it does resist electric, air, and metal. But yeah, either way, electric is honestly a decent typing that can honestly be used well. At number 11, I actually put air. Air is honestly a decent typing. It's super effective for the grass, bug, fighting, which aren't really those 3 aren't the best. But yeah, like I said, it also resists those as well. You get a lot of stuff neutrally without resisting. But the best part about it is the fact that it actually is immune to earth types. So that is pretty great because earth types are honestly pretty powerful, and air types will most likely be immune to any sort of hazards. Because if you know, air types are immune to like stuff instead of like, yeah, they're just immune to any sorts of hazards unless the I guess icicle traps or the stones. All right, we're already halfway through. That's also pretty crazy. So yeah, like I said, I'm probably gonna put a bit more detail on the top 10 because there's more stuff to work on with them. Cause like I said, they're pretty solid. All right, now at number 10, we actually got the dragon typing. Now, dragon's always been a pretty great type. I won't be honest. They normally have great move pools, being able to learn stuff like fire, ice, electric. Although they are also the single reason fairy was added to Pokemon, which is pretty crazy. I won't lie. They're only super effective to actually other dragon types, and they do get resisted by light and metal, which are honestly pretty powerful typings. And fairy is immune to you, so that kind of hurts it a bit. Dragons, fairy, and ice too are super effective to you, but you are still able to hit a majority of things neutrally. You do have a resistance with grass, water, fire, and electric, but like I said, fairy type is kind of the single reason it's being held back from being placed lower in the ranking. So yeah, let's get to the next one. Earth is actually going to be ranked at ninth. To be honest, I was deciding between Dragon and Earth to be in ninth, but Earth is honestly a bit more stronger, I won't lie. Haven't known like powerful moves like Earthquake and stuff. Hitting fire, electric, gem, steel, and poison all super effectively, which is pretty great. It has 2 resistances. It's also immune to any electric types, which is pretty great, I won't lie. As well as the fact that grass, bug, and flying kind of resist it. But yeah, like I said, there isn't much to deal with since again, although you are super weak to grass, water, ice, and cosmic, which most of those are going to be pretty common. I won't lie to take down ground types. At number 8, we got fire. It's super effective against grass, ice, metal, which are honestly it's pretty great to be super effective to typings like that. Although it does get resisted by quite a bit of things. Water, fire, gem, light, dragon, which is quite a bit. But it's actually ranked at number 8 because it does much better defensively. Only being weak to, sorry, it's only weak to water, earth, gem, and cosmic, but does resist over 7 different typings, which is honestly crazy. Those being grass, fire, electric, bug, ice, fairy, and metal, which I won't lie, it makes fire be a much better defensive typing in Tanorio, so that's going to be pretty interesting to see. At number 7, we actually got Psychic. Now, compared to Pokemon's type, it honestly, it's slightly better, I won't lie. Instead of being super effective to 2 types, you're actually super effective to 3, that being Cosmic, Fighting, and Poison. Cosmic is honestly a typing we haven't seen before in any kind of creature capture game, so it being super effective against it is pretty great. Same for goes how it's able to hit a ton of stuff neutrally, aside from metal and dark being immune to it, which is kind of why it's in ranks lower, but still it's doing pretty great. Plus, bug, ghost, and dark are all super effective to it, unfortunately. But most of those aren't really the best, so it does pretty well, like I said. Uh, it does resist cosmic and fighting, and once more, being resistant to cosmic, a type that we don't really have much information or know about, it's pretty great to be resistant and super effective against. Now at number 6, we actually got the water type. Water is well up next because water is honestly a pretty solid typing, whether it be offensively or defensively. It does a great job either being super effective to fire, earth, gem, which isn't much, but it's still decent. With only grass and some another water types with dragon resisting it, which once more is pretty balanced if I say so. Although things like grass, electric, cosmic are super effective. I have no idea why cosmic is super effective to water types, which is weird. And also, water does resist water, fire, and ice. Why the hell has everything been like 3 by 3? That's weird, but okay, let's move on. Rank number 5 is dark. Now, the dark type is honestly pretty great. We have hit a ton of stuff neutrally, and only being super effective to ghost, psychic, and it gets resisted by dark, fairy, and fighting, which yeah, super effective. Things super effective against it are bug, light, fairy, fighting, which is quite a bit, but bug and fighting aren't the best really. Uh, you do get you do resist other ghost types and dark types. You also are immune to Psychic, which is honestly pretty great because Psychic was 7th, so you're honestly gonna be pretty great at walling other Psychic types. So yeah. Now actually at number 4, we got Fairy types. Now Fairy, let's be honest, it will definitely be on the top like 10. It's pretty great as an offensive or defensive. It does it better than the Water types, only being super effective against Dark types and Dragon types. Two already pretty great typings. Although it does get resisted by quite a bit now. Fire, light, metal, poison. But it's actually only weak against metal and poison, which is a bit just a little weaknesses. Compare how it's resisted to bug, dark, fighting. Also has incredible immunity to dragon types. So yeah, we could definitely see fairy type being pretty powerful because uh barely a ton of stuff is super effective against it, and it can hit quite a lot. I won't lie. And number 3, we got none other than the mysterious cosmic typing. Now, from what I've seen from the type chart, Cosmic is honestly a pretty offensive typing. Super effective against water, fire, air, earth, and other cosmic types, which when we gone through are all pretty great typings. So being super effective against them is pretty great. Except, yeah, like I said, you can hit a lot of stuff neutrally. The only things that actually resist you are bug and psychic, which bug isn't even super effective to you, so that's pretty great. Yeah, and like I said, bug was ranked 20th. So, Cosmic honestly seems like a really strong typing. Well, it only resists air types, and being weak to Psychic, Dark, Light, and Cosmic, which are pretty strong typings that also that it's gonna have to deal with. So yeah, Cosmic sounds gonna be a pretty great offensive typing in the game of Tales of Noria. So I can't wait to see what it can actually do. Rank number 2 is honestly a pretty strong typing. It's a light type. Now, honestly, Light shares a bunch of similarities with Cosmic, but it can do them a lot more better offensively and defensively compared to how it can only really do them offensively. Stars are super effective against Gem, Ghost, Dark, Cosmic, which are most of those are solid to be super effective against. Just like Cosmic, it hit a ton of stuff neutrally, and yeah, it's only resisted by Grass and Earth, while Niter types are actually super effective against it. Only actually being weak to Gem, Dark, and Metal, which two of those, Gem and Dark, it can actually hit super effectively, and Metal it can hit neutrally. Doesn't stop there because you're resisted to Fire, Fairy, Dragon, and Fighting. It's it's like way more than Cosmic can do, And not just that, it's also immune to ghost types, which is honestly a lot for it. I don't lie, it's kind of surprising how it isn't number one, but it actually belongs to other than the steel type, or well, metal type. Metal is number one. You may be wondering how light isn't. For starters, it is super effective for the gem, ice, light, and fairy. Resists fire, electric, and metal, so it can do a bit of attack. But that's not actually why it's ranked number one. It's ranked number one because none other than the fact that it resists 9 different types. 9. That is normal, air, bug, gem, ice, psychic, fairy, dragon, and metal, which is crazy considering it also has an immunity to poison, which quite literally makes it resist half the entire types in the type chart. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Along with only a fire, earth, and fighting being super effective to it. Any Tanorio with like a dual typing with steel, it just becomes incredibly powerful now. Seriously, that like it's really defensive. I'm pretty sure they just copied off Pokemon. But yeah, like I said, this is just my opinions. Like said, everything could like go so differently. We could have bugs at number one or something like when PvP comes out. So yeah, just use whatever you like. And I'll see y'all later. Bye.